What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P2F and we're here with another Victory Road video. So today we're going to be talking over team builds. It's not going to be a full tutorial on team builds. I'm going to be more talking about them in a hero sense. We'll do a brief explanation of the hero types while we're here though. So let's get straight into the video. Okay guys, so this is the heroes I have so far. You can laugh at me. I only have 7, right? Not that many. I spent too much time making these videos and not enough time grinding bond styles while we had the great method. So I've got Badap, Hirito, Kabiyama, Sangoku, Torimaru, Aphrodite, and Josuke. So what I want to talk over is the hero typings, because as you can see here, I'll use the in-game cursor. Each player that you have is going to have a different typing. So for regular players, let's say, if I come over here to this one, see, these Akis are all justice, right? They all have the shield. Then if I come over here, this Aki is tension, right? So any normal character can be any of the typings. It just depends on when you pull them. They will have a different one. Like, for example, most of my original team here is like half justice, half breach. Because I didn't really pay attention to these types too much. I was just here looking at characters I kind of wanted. This team's still far from over. I need to do a lot more grinding first. But what I want to speak about is the heroes, because heroes aren't like other players, whereas this type here is going to be set forever. So the hero's always going to have the type. So Torimaru is tension here, Sangoku is breach, Kabiyama is justice, Granny's, I'm not sure to what that one's called, but this is the one that like to do with charging and stuff, getting more tension. Not sure which bad ups is either. The only ones I'm fully aware of right now is justice, tension, and breach. And I do believe Justice is the best in the game right now, but I do have some problems with that because, in my opinion, Justice is just an extremely boring playstyle. But we'll get more into that later into the video. Okay, guys, so I have made a little thing here. I put the icons at the end of each description. Of course, I can't really build this video with that bit before. I'm saying I don't know the names. I do know the names, I just didn't know which icon went to which one. So these are the icons for you, and I do want to mention in post editing that I do believe rough play also has the potential to be really good, so I might honestly be building a rough play team after my tension team, or maybe before even. Haven't decided yet, but rough play and tension guys are definitely coming first. So if we come to the player universe and I start a constellation search by team doc, and we go look at my Aphrodite, alright? So as you can see, there is 2 different versions of Aphrodite, the red and the pink one. So if we come look at the red one, which is the one I don't have, this one is tension, which is way better than the one I have, which was breach, I do believe. And I ended up pulling for this Aphrodite specifically because I thought breach was good, but it's looking now like breach is one of the worst ones you can have. Just having an extra breach chance isn't going to do much for your team in the long run. So one mistake I made here is I really wish I went for the red Aphrodite. So if we look at his passives here, the other one had breach rate, which on the early days of the game when I was pulling for this Aphrodite, I was thinking, oh, surely breach rate is great. But if we look at this one instead, it has, when winning a focus or scramble battle, plus 4% team tension, and while at 50% tension or higher team attack focus. And I honestly, personally, I'm planning on building a tension team. I will also build a Justice team because Justice is the best right now, but in terms of fun and playing the game, I just love to have more tension, get to use more hisses, which is what is great and makes Inazuma 11 so unique. So for this Aphrodite specifically, I should not have picked the breach version, right? I should have gone for the tension one. As now, if we look at my main team, it says it's a breach team, but half of the team is also Justice, so my team's a bit all over the place if you look at my passives. They're not too great. I mean, we're up to 30% on the team rare drop rate. If you guys saw the video from yesterday, I have been grinding that. I've been getting really unlucky on the drops. But in terms of these other passes, as you can see, I've got all the breach ones, which just honestly, I've barely had any breaches the whole time using this team, which is just another proof that breach isn't the best. Here I built a little, where is it? Let's find it. Is it this one? Yeah, this one I built here. This is like an example of a Justice team, right? So pretty much every player on here is Justice, including the managers. If we look at the passives, as you can see, we've got until you incur a foul, plus team attack and defense plus 11, right? Because this is like the main thing for Justice. As long as you don't do a foul in the game, you just get a flat increase. And plus 11% might not look like much, but this is not a proper team. Like, for example, Hikaru and Faye are both not really contributing yet because they're not high enough level. And then as for my managers, they don't have passives on them other than this Kino, which has these on there. And if I check her, So yeah, I've added these manually, these custom passive 80s. And what we're going to need for a Justice team is we're going to need 15 of these custom passive 80s, right? Because we want each of our Akis to have 5 each. And it's going to be plus 2% instead of plus 1.7 once you have the legendary version. So you're going to be getting a... I can't do maths, I'm joking. You're going to get a 10% increase per manager. So it's going to be plus 30% just from your managers, right? And then you're also going to be getting it from other Justice players on your team. So the way you would play with a Justice team, for example, is you would just never slide tackle and never super dash because they have a chance of causing you to get a foul. And as soon as you get a foul, you're going to lose all these bonuses. Okay, here it is. This Tornadix has the really good Go and J and Axel. If we look, neither of these are the types that are for the best teams. But if we look at Axel's stats, right? On opposition's half of the pitch, earn shot plus 8%. When a player of the same amount is nearby, earn shot plus 8%. On the opponent's half of the pitch, plus 8%. On game possession, team shot and attack plus 3%. On game possession. See what I mean? Like this Axel, realistically, you would be able to slot him into your Justice team, as most of his passives are just going to work with any team. Same with this Surrogate right here. Whereas someone like my Aphrodite is really only built for breach teams, and I'm personally never going to be having a breach team. So this Aphrodite I have right here is kind of useless. If I was going to use Aphrodite, I kind of want the red version. I can still definitely use him and he's still going to be good. Like, this isn't the end all be all. Having a hero that doesn't match the typing of your team and his passives are a bit off isn't going to really cost you the most ranked games. But if you are planning on entering tournaments and getting into doing high-level matches, like playing against other good people, then you are going to have to, as we're playing the game, be thinking about these team builds. I've not gone too deep into it as of yet because I've just been trying to enjoy the game, collect a lot of characters. I haven't gone too deep into the hardcore team building yet, but I do regret my hero pulls because, as you can see, the only tension hero I have is Toromaru, and I really want to build a tension team because I think that'll be the most fun. Obviously, as I said earlier, I'm going to build a Justice team also because it seems to be the best right now, but I really hate that playstyle of like just getting the straight stat buffs as long as you don't slide and don't power charge. I enjoy sliding people. I enjoy doing power charges sometimes. It's a gamble. Are you going to get through or not? Slides are also incredibly good at getting the ball and avoiding focus battles against someone who has better stats. So that's why I want to build tension. But as you can see, not many of my strikers are tension. Like, I could bring Hiruto in, like, sure, he's okay, but realistically, I'm going to be using Toromaru as my main striker here because he's got that extra tension boosts. So just as I was saying for these Akis here, as you can see, we're going to need to get all these custom passives. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll know that to get custom passives, we have to take them off managers that already have them. For the tension team, it's going to be much the same. I don't have the tension team set up yet because I had a look and I've literally got no tension players that are even decent. I have these two, so my tension team can't be built yet. But if I come on my Aki over here, you're going to want to make sure you also have like a tension manager. Like, as you can see, this one is tension. Sorry, no, this one's breach. This one's tension. So if I come on the Abilene board, as you can see, let's look what abilities she has, right? So if it plays the same element, we remove that. Remove that, remove that. So this is one of the ones we want. When at 100% tension, team shot attack plus 6%, which is really good. When winning a focus or scramble battle, plus team tension 6%. For the tension ones right now, I'm still not too sure like which are the best ones because I haven't, as I said, I haven't spent too much time trying it out. But stuff like this, you really got to keep in mind like as you're playing through the game. You got to have an idea. I think as long as you have an idea of what type of team you want to build towards, it's going to give you a lot better time in the future, as long as you're actively going for the certain passives you might need. Like this one, for example, coordinator passive 61. When winning a focus or scramble battle, team tension plus 6%, right? But it says here that I have 86 of these equipped, right? That means a lot of my players will have them, and it's just a matter of, as you're playing through the game, make sure any manager or coordinator you're getting in your inventory, that you are equipping them for a few games, getting them up to around level 30, and then taking their passives off them. As even if you don't want to worry about team building right now, going through and collecting as many manager passives as you can early as you go through the game is gonna just be so great, because otherwise, once you do clear through Chronicle mode and you're trying to get more into the online rank stuff later on, you're going to come to a point where you have no manager passives and you're going to have to start from zero farming them. So definitely farm up the manager passives for the team you want To get the specific ones for the team you want, just make sure the manager, when you pull them, is of that typing, and they're going to be way more likely to have the passives you want in. Like, Aki, for example, I have a bunch of different types of her, and they all give me different passives. So just as you're playing, as I said, make sure you're always equipping your managers, switching them out once they get to level 30, taking the passives over, and rinse and repeat. You can collect manager passives very quickly, like one day of doing it, and you will have a bunch of each type, as long as you do using different characters and making sure they have different types as you go. So guys, one other thing that I need to mention is you don't need, like, for the example, everyone on this team pretty much is Justice, right? But you don't actually need your full team to be the typing of the team you want it to be, and it doesn't matter if it says it here. It's just players of that typing are going to have passives that are tied to the typing. So, for example, on this team, like, we do have the plus 11% team plus attack defense, which we'll be able to get way higher because some players who are, say, Justice will just naturally have similar passives, right? They don't all have them, because even a player of the type, like, see at the bottom, this guy has on dash knockback, team bond power plus %, and when the opposition commits a foul, plus team bond power 6%, right? But I prefer ones like how this kiddo has, right? Because this guy does have the passive until you incur a foul, team attack defense plus 1.2%. So if you had the 3 managers giving you plus 30%, and then you have players that have 2 of this one, for example, 2 of these in these 2 slots, because these are the ones, like, the first 3 are always kind of random with players. Like, they're always different, but the bottom 2 are going to be to do with their typing. As you can see on each player, it'll have the little icon. So just having a player of the right type is not enough. You also need to be paying attention to the passives, right? Like, this one's good because the Kabiyama has 2 of them, but he is a hero, right? So of course he's going to have it. But one thing is, there is a lot of bonuses that may be useful for your team that might not directly be to do with Justice, and that's where we can be putting characters from other types in. It's just all about checking your team bonuses, having a look. If you find a player, like, if we go on my main team, I've not really looked for the passives too much, but you can get a lot of players that are going to have pretty good passives that will work with any team. So as you're summoning through players, make sure, even if it's a player that's a low rarity or whatever, make sure you check in the passives, because you could pull, say, a green character with absolutely goated passives that once you level them up to legendary, then they're going to be really useful. Okay guys, so before we end this video, I just want to have a little chat. So this isn't a tutorial video, really. Like, this is more just a PSA warning. That's why I haven't gone too in-depth into any of the passives, like how to build exact teams, which characters to go for, etc. I am going to have full guides for each team type eventually, but I feel like it's a bit disingenuous to make a team guide, like a team build guide, before I've even built the teams myself. So I'm going to start working on a attention team from now on, and once my attention team's done, I'm going to make a video where I will have shown the full process of how I built the attention team, where I got the manager passives, where I went to get my players, which passives I think are good, etc. And I'm going to try do this for every single team type, even the bad ones. So this video is just to say, pay attention to passives when you're going for heroes. Don't be stupid like I did and get the wrong version of a hero just because you want the pink colour instead of the red. Absolute pathetic. I should have gone for the other off-roaded. Don't make the same mistake. And also, while you're playing the game, make sure you're cycling out your managers and your coordinators and getting the passives as you go, because if you don't do it now, you're going to have to do it later, and it can be a long grind instead of something that you just do alongside playing. But with that said, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for anyone who watched to the end. Comment down below, Fubikit, if you watched to the end. I'll see you guys next time.